Hey everybody, Dave here, and thanks so much for joining me for another video. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing of my new CenterPoint Amped 415 foot per second crossbow. I'm going to show you just how to assemble it right out of the box, and I'm also going to share with you why I chose this crossbow out of all the other ones out in the market. So here we have the CenterPoint Amped 415 crossbow package. I just picked this up. It was a really good deal, and the reason I got it is because even though I have a crossbow right now, it is a 175 pound pull recurve, and it's a Jaguar, and I'll probably do a review on that one as well. It is a great bow and I love it in every respect, but the problem is it's not quite strong enough for bear. I've killed several deer with it, but I wanted to make sure I had something with the extra power needed to hunt bear here in Pennsylvania, and so was able to pick this up, and so I wanted to do a review on it to maybe help some of you out there as well that are thinking about this. I'm going to be sharing with you too a little bit about why I chose this one as opposed to some of the others out on the market. So let's open up the box and we'll go through all that we get, and then I'm going to show you exactly how to put it together, because I know there are some people that you know, have put this together that have been a little bit confused by the instructions. So I want to walk you through that to help put your mind a little bit at ease. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got in here. The first thing you got is, of course, the instruction manual and cardboard filler on top here. Set that to the side, and here is the stock and receiver on the crossbow. It's got an adjustable stock down here that goes in and out. Pretty nice. Safety. Has an aluminum rail, which I really like. Has string bumpers here. This forearm grip is adjustable as well. So that's another nice feature I really liked about it, was the fact that this stock and the forearm could be adjusted so that my grandchildren could actually use this as they got a little older, and then for a bigger guy like me, I could adjust it and set it for my settings as well. So there's the receiver, so let's take that and set that aside. Comes with a quiver. This is a 4-arrow quiver. Got some decent foam up in here. Very nice. Set that aside. Another filler piece here. And here's our arrows. Some of the field points are loose. That's not a big deal. These arrows are half moon nocks on them. As you can see there, they come at 400 grains. I'm assuming that's with the field point. This seems like a very light field point, probably about 85 grains or so. So anyway, that's what the factory recommends, is this 400 grain arrow. So we'll set those three aside. Comes with 3 of those arrows or bolts, however you like to call them. Then we have the foot stirrup as well. I really like this because it has a set notch in it, so when you tighten it in, you can put a set screw in there to keep it from sliding out. Put that aside, and then we have here the actual limbs. And what I like especially is the fact that, and one of the things I looked for in a new crossbow was the aluminum riser here. This is a die-cast aluminum riser, but I didn't want anything that was polymer with all this weight flexing on the limbs right here. I want to make sure that something was really solid. I want this bow to last, and I did a lot of research on the different bows out there, and this one I'll share with you in a little while, came in towards the top, and that's why I chose this over some of the others. Has limb silencers on here. He's flexible. It also has string silencers. They're very soft rubber. and it's fully set. So all we need to do is bolt that on. So let's set that aside as well. Now this actually came with 2 scopes, which was totally amazing to me. I just opened this box for the first time, and this was a real surprise for me. This actually came with 2 scopes. It came with the standard CenterPoint scope right here, which looks to be in decent shape. And it also comes with the illuminated scope that I'll open right here and show you that as well. And I picked this up, and this video, guys, is not sponsored in any way. I purchased this with my own money, and so I just am trying to do a review on you to show you what, you know, I have found and how this works. So this is the illuminated scope by CenterPoint. Really nice. This has the lighted reticles in it, and so it actually came with 2 scopes. I got this from Northwoods Outlet in Michigan, and this whole package here was $299, and it paid $20, 21 bucks for shipping. So for $322, 21 bucks, came with 2 scopes, and you know, all the other things that are in here. They even threw in a Reese's cup. I guess because of Christmas. I ordered it on Christmas Day. It came really in 2 days. So in this box we also have our rope cocker. We have some plates, some tools. There is some rail lube, and that's what we have. I see 1 screw here. Have to check that out. Looks like it went with the scope. Alright, so that's all that comes with the box. Let's lay it out all out on the table, and then we can start putting it together. Okay, now that I've got everything laid out on the table, I'd really encourage you to get yourself a little bowl, put the parts in it, and I've got these separate. This is for the quiver, this is for the limb assembly here, and so let's get started. The very first thing you want to do is take your limbs out, turn them upside down, and then there is this little piece right here. It's the cable slide. This is actually going to slide in the end right here of your stock assembly, and so when you put this on, being this is upside down, there's a like a little bump in here that this groove slides in. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that that is facing down, because that will be facing up over there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to snap these in, one here and one here, like such, and you're going to slide them together. So once you have the cable slide on the cables, what you're going to do is put the string over the top of the rail this way and slide it through there. It takes a little pressure to get it started. So once it's on there, and you leave it just like that, now you have to put on the caps here on the end before you fully attach the riser. There's a pad like this, and then the cap like that. Let me show you how they go on. So once you have the pad on the cap assembly, you're going to want to take the recess side just like this, slide that hole over the peg, and line it up. Now we're going to be able to lift the limb and slide it in and attach it with this through bolt. It'll take a little work to get it on to the receiver end, but once you're there and you're on that peg, then you can put the through bolt in and start tightening it down. You can let the bolt pull it forward. Make sure you're on enough so that you're not going to cross thread the bolt at all. Now it's just a matter of continuing to tighten it, and the limb will pull in to the receiver. So once you have this tightened, then you're going to want to use this set screw right here, and you're going to want to place it in the hole right dead center above the through bolt. Again, the bow right now is upside down, so this is directly on the bottom. The purpose of the set screw is to lock in the through bolt so it doesn't loosen on you. We'll just bring that down like this, and again we'll give that a good snug as well. flip it around to the short side so we have a little more leverage, and we'll give it a good snug. The next thing we're going to be adding on is the foot stirrup. You'll need this to put your foot in to cock the bow. The set screws are already in here, so we need to break them free and back them off so we have some clearance to get the foot stirrup in. Okay, so we're going to want to back these off a little bit. The foot stirrup now goes in with these grooves facing upward. You just line it in this way, bring it all the way in till it touches, and now we can tighten these set screws back up. And you're going to, again, want to tighten them all the way and give them a little snug. If you put it with the grooves up, the foot stirrup will be set the right way. The other thing I like is this foot stirrup comes with these dampeners on here as well to lessen the sound of the bow. Okay, this quiver mounts one of two ways. You can mount it either on this side of the bow or on this side. Doesn't really matter. The bow I have now mounts this way, and although it's not really in the way, I do like the fact that this one mounts long ways with the stock. And that way, if you're going through brush, I think it'll be less of an opportunity for it to get hung up. So let me show you how that works right now. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take the quiver mount like this, and you're going to want to slide the nuts, the locking nuts, inside. They can be a tight fit, so just make sure you line them up and then pull them down as such so they're tight to the bottom. So now what you'll do is you'll just take and drop these bolts in here. Just get these bolts started in the nuts, just a couple of turns, so that you can pull it back and adjust it. Now you can slide it on the end of the rail until you come to the first hole. Now you can tighten everything up. Those locking nuts will be a little tight because of the nylon in them, but once it's set, it'll allow it not to come off on you. So just tighten them up. You don't have to kill this. Just snug them. Now, there is a locking mechanism on this side of the quiver, as you can see. So you open the locking mechanism, slide the quiver in, and then just pull it back to lock it. There we go. Okay, before you mount the scope on the bow, what I recommend you do is you take the bow and hold it up and set the stock distance back here against your shoulder, so you'll find out what's most comfortable for you. Then figure out approximately where your face cheek stops, which is somewhere in here, and then you're going to want to set the scope 2 to 3 inches in front of that. Now the scope I'm going to be using is the illuminated one that came with this package, and frankly I thought they were just going to swap out the scope, but they actually included it in addition to the original scope, which I thought was awesome because this bow was only $299, which completely blew me away. So anyway, you're going to want to take the smaller end of the scope, which is your viewing end for your eye, and you're going to want to first loosen these nuts up almost all the way out. Then what I do is I just hold these down so that the gravity holds them down, and then figure out approximately where your eye relief is going to be. Mine's going to be pretty much forward like this, and then you'll just hook it on the side like that, and then you can tighten it down. Now you may have to move this back and forth a little bit, but this will get you close. Just need to tighten these nuts by hand right now till you get everything set. I'm going to hold this up and take it out. That looks really good for me. So that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to just tighten this up. You'll need a screwdriver for that, which is the only thing that doesn't come with the package. So once you tighten that up, then the next thing you'll be able to do is take it out and sight it in. Let me just share with you a little bit why I chose the CenterPoint Amped 415 over some of the other bows that were out there in the market. First off, I went to Amazon and I put in Crossbows, and then I filtered everything out on the left-hand side of the Amazon page by clicking 4 stars and above. And then I began to look at those bows. Anything that was above like $500, I completely eliminated. My budget just doesn't call for that. And maybe you're in the same boat as I am. But anyway, to continue on, what I did was I then looked at all the reviews. Some of the ones that got the highest reviews were CenterPoint bows, especially the Sniper 370, which had a lot of purchases and a lot of high reviews. The other thing I looked for in reviews is I didn't go to the 5s as much as I did the 1s. I wanted to find out what the problems were with the bows. And so looking in the 1s, I found out that it had very few issues with the limbs, which is really critical and number 1 in my choice. I looked at other bows that came in the same category as the Killer Instinct Ripper 415, which I really liked. It has a lifetime warranty. If you check it out with a authorized agent every 3 years, have your bow inspected. So for as long as you own the bow, if anything goes wrong, they will fix it or replace it, which I thought was an excellent deal. The CenterPoint has a 5-year warranty, but I did notice too that they had some problems with the limbs on the Killer Instinct. And so even when people weren't shooting them, when they were strung and cocked and just setting, sometimes the limbs would let go or break or splinter. And you know, that happens with everything. But what I wanted to do is try to find the ones that it happened the least with. And so CenterPoint seemed to have that area really under control. The other thing I looked at was forums. I went to like Crossbow Nation and put in problems with Amped 415 or problems with Killer Instinct Ripper 415. And the people would list those, and also through the forum, I found out the best place to purchase it. Somebody had mentioned Northwood Outlet. And so I just for the heck of it checked that out, found out they had it at $299 with the illuminated scope. An awesome deal. The other thing was price point I looked at. Killer Instinct, although I really liked the bow, was $399, which is a normal price for the CenterPoint Amped 415. And so with it being $100 off, the fact that it had the illuminated scope and it met all my criteria, it was a no-brainer to purchase. So I hope that helps you in looking at, you know, a crossbow that you might be purchasing or looking at. I haven't shot it yet, and I'm going to do a full video as well on shooting it, as well as how I build and select my arrows for shooting. Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining me today for that video, and I hope it was helpful to you. I hope you enjoyed the content. You know, if you did, I'd really encourage you to take the time to subscribe to our channel. It would really help us grow. And also, make sure you hit that notification bell as well so you'll be up to date on all the videos as soon as they come out. You know, I spent a lot of time and a lot of research choosing that crossbow. I looked at a lot of different factors, such as reliability and price and all the other things that went into that choice. And there's some really good news that I want to share with you today. And that is this. You know, you may not realize it or not, but God chooses us as well. And He doesn't do it on our merit. He doesn't do it on our goodness. He doesn't do it on anything but the fact that He loves us. In fact, it says in Ephesians chapter 1, it says this: He chose us in Him before the creation of the world, that we might be holy and blameless in His sight. You see, God chose us before anything ever existed. He chose us because He knew us. He was the one that designed us. He was the one that put us together. We didn't just happen along. God actually created us. And He created us to have fellowship with Him. He created us to have a relationship with Him so that you and I might, through His care and through His Spirit, become blameless and holy in His sight. have the opportunity to spend eternity with him in heaven, and to have our sins forgiven. Just think about that. Before the creation of the world, God chose to love you. You know, there's so much that God wants to give you. And you know what? He wants to have a relationship with you so badly. You know, if you're not sure how to going about having that relationship or how to even get started, I want to encourage you to check out the free book I've written. It's in the description below. It takes you through the Bible, takes you a little bit about my life, tells you a little bit about that, and how I came to know Jesus Christ, and how my life was cleansed, and how my life became full because of knowing him. So it's in the description below. It's called Growing Deep. It's a short read, and like I said, it'll walk you through how you can have a relationship with God, and how you can also take the next steps in that walk with him as well. So guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us today. We really appreciate all you do for us. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate your comments and your positive encouragement. Thank you for all you do. And you know, I just want to remind you that God loves you more than you could ever know. So until the next video, make sure that you get outdoors, and God bless.